A lot of people are afraid to make a lot of money because they're like, who am I then? Like, oh my gosh, am I going to have friends? Am I going to be a snob? Am I going to be this or that? Right. So, really getting down to the nitty gritty of, okay, if I have a lot of money, who am I? And who am I not? What I thought about at the very beginning was, oh, if I do a vision board, or if I just see it in my mind, then it's going to become in my life. And then I started to notice as I was adopting things bigger than just having good times and a really great relationship and a good body, was that business required a different level of this. What is this? Obviously, I have to have strategy, I have to have work. And I always love this quote that I think it's from the Bible: faith without works is dead. And I really believe in this concept of really flow work and inspired work, because when I'm in inspiration, I'm working probably longer than people would say was healthy, but I'm in inspiration. I'm in this flow. Women and men in particular, we grow up age 5, 6, we hear our aunts and uncles talking in the other room about being big boned in our genes and how we have a hard time losing weight in our family. And that gets imprinted whether you recognize it or not. So looking at those past subconscious beliefs and rewiring them. And how I rewire them is I actually play an audio tape every single day. I create them in my programs where you are literally rewiring that story, going back to a neural imprint where maybe that was subconsciously imprinted, and rewiring that story. And that has been why I believe my programs have been super successful for people and myself, is because we're not just working on the physical and the conscious part of our brain, we're hitting that subconscious piece, which is allowing us to get over the self-sabotage that happens whenever you start to see results, right? Because that happens. You start to see results, and then you've got to work on that subconscious or you'll go back to old patterns.
This is so interesting, right? Because it begs the question, how much of aging is the mind, is what we believe?
I started in this realm with health because this is where my business started, but these principles work for everything. Literally, like from money to purpose to having good times to the friends that you have to how amazing your sex is. Like, honestly, all of these principles work in all the dimensions. You can decide what area do I need to fine tune. I've used these principles for my business, for my relationships, for my sex life, for everything, right? Because this is a big deal. So when it comes to health, for example, I'm not going to eat really harmful, toxic foods that we actually know are man-made, right? And think my mind can counteract it. I think there's an element, your frequency is more important than your strategy. And what I mean by that is the energy and the belief that you hold and the level of frequency inside your system being turned on to joy, turned on to happiness, turned on to love is actually going to be the catalyst for your ultimate growth. And so let's talk about this frequency of love, joy within your body.